Hello, Joe here from Infiniti of Tacoma. Today I'm going to tell you about this absolutely beautiful 2018 Tesla Model S 75D. So people might be wondering, what does the numbers mean on Teslas? You'll see some Model S's called 75D or 100D or P or... so the P stands for performance. This is not a performance model. The D stands for dual motor. So this is a 75D, so that means it has a motor in the front and it has a motor in the back, which makes it all-wheel drive. It also makes it very quick because having two motors is like having two engines. 0 to 60, 4.2 seconds, top speed right around 140 miles an hour. What does the number mean? 75 means that's how big the battery is. It has a 75 kilowatt battery. The 90 is a 90 kilowatt battery, or 100 is a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack. So with the 75 watt killer, can't talk to it, with a 75 kilowatt battery, the 2018 75D has a fully charged range of about 260 miles. So it's about comparable to the range you'd get like in a Model 3 Standard Range Plus, where like the long range or 100D version of the Model 3 would have a range of 300 miles, and then some of the later versions like the ultra long range Model S, I think the longest that one can go is about 400 miles. So a lot of different choices as far as features go. Obviously, the ones that have the bigger battery packs are obviously more money, so that's something to take into consideration. But for most people, 260 mile range, which this one has when fully charged, is more than adequate, because if you set up 220 charging at your house, that will add about 20 to 30 miles of range per hour to the vehicle. So 220 charging, you come home, you plug your car in, you wake up the next morning and it has a full charge. So your house is like the gas station, so you don't need to go to the gas station every week. Basically, your car is like an electric toothbrush. When you're done with it, you put it on the charger and then it's fully charged the next time you're ready to use it. But if you do want to drive a little bit further, if you're not going to charge it overnight, you do have an amazing charging network, the supercharging network that Tesla provides. They have 30,000 superchargers throughout the world. The majority of them are in the United States. We have 2 superchargers very close to us. So you can get a full charge in about 35 to 45 minutes. And if you don't have charge for a full time, sometimes in a pinch, sometimes you can add, 60, 70, 80, sometimes 100 miles of range in as little as 15, 20 minutes of charging. So you're pretty much able to travel almost anywhere in the United States with a vehicle like this with Tesla's proprietary supercharging network. It's very easy. It's hooked up to your account, so there's no playing with any buttons or anything like that. You just back it in, you plug the charger in, and everything's automatically, Tesla will automatically bill you. And right now, they're talking about opening it up, but right now in the United States, the Tesla superchargers are proprietary. They're only for people who own Tesla vehicles, and there is a ton of them. Okay, so 2018 is a great year for the Model S because in 2018, Tesla made a lot of features that were previously optional standard on the Model S. So the premium upgrades package, which gives you a lot of great features, including like a better stereo system, nicer interior materials, panoramic roof, are all standard for 2018. So you have this nice synthetic leather interior. They did have leather optional on the Model S, but they did eventually decide to get rid of leather. So after 2018, leather is no longer optional at all. On Teslas, they have a synthetic material. So the Model S is Tesla's largest, most luxurious sedan. The Model 3 is very popular. The Model 3 is kind of like an entry-level luxury vehicle. I'm a big fan of the Model 3, but if you get in the Model 3, you'll find the interior is a little bit more sparse. You don't have the same luxury amenities that you have in the S. The S is more along the lines of like a full-size luxury sedan. So where like the Model 3 is kind of like a BMW 3 Series competitor, I'd say like the Model S is almost like a BMW 5 Series or 7 Series competitor as far as size goes, or Mercedes, E-Class or S-Class, where the Model 3 is kind of more the C-Class, the entry level. So this is more along the lines of a full-on luxury sedan, where the Model 3 and Y, they're kind of more like entry-level luxury vehicles, more like everyday vehicles. So if you want something that's kind of luxurious, a little bit, it's going to pamper you a little bit more, I definitely gravitate more towards the Model S. This was probably around $100,000 when it was brand new. You know, compared to Model 3s, which new, depending on the equipment, they're around $50,000. So the majority of the functionality is in this screen right here. But unlike the Model 3 and Y where you just have one screen, the Model S also gives you this additional screen right here. You also have a little bit additional functionality, like you have some buttons for the windshield wipers and stuff like that. Or on the Model 3 and Y, you have to control the windshield wipers from the touchscreen. So there's a little bit more amenities in that sense. Then you have this beautiful wood interior trim. Nice open pore wood trim, looks beautiful. Leather and contrast stitching on the dashboard. You have this nice Alcantara suede cloth material on the headliner. All features pretty much unique to the S. You're not going to find luxury amenities like this in the 3 or the Y. You have this big touchscreen. With Tesla's over-the-air updates, this is constantly gaining features and functionality. Even though it's getting older, in a lot of ways it's getting better because Tesla's constantly doing over-the-air updates, improving this vehicle, making it safer, improving the autopilot, things like that. The climate control system is pretty easy to use. It's basically, using the Tesla is basically like using a smartphone or a tablet. It's very intuitive. The user interface is very, very smartly designed. So you have heated seats. All the seats are heated, so heated seats in the front, and all 3 seats in the back are also heated. You can see it's really easy to use, or just shut them all off. We have dog mode, so if you want to keep your dog in the car when it's hot, you put it on dog mode. It'll show here that's in dog mode that the interior is a comfortable 72 degrees and the owner will return soon. There's also camp mode. So if you want to camp in your vehicle, the camp mode allows you to use the climate control system and use the infotainment system to keep, and it will also minimize battery usage and stuff like that. Probably, I could find more people camping probably in an SUV versus a sedan, but with the lift back and the ability to fold down the seats, it is possible to camp in the Model S. Another feature that's nice in the Model S that you don't get on the 3 is the bio defense mode. So what the bio defense mode does, you can see that you have that biohazard sign right there. So basically the way that works, and this is a feature they don't have in the 3 because the system is actually so big it can't fit in the 3. The 3 is too small. They do offer it in the Y now. So basically what this is one of the world's largest HVAC systems in a car. It's basically 9 times bigger than the next biggest HVAC system. So it has a HEPA filter that's absolutely ginormous. It's more along the lines of a HEPA filter you'd find in like your home HVAC system, not a car. But what that does is it allows it to remove particles, allergens, things that can be dangerous to humans from the vehicle. So when you put it in the biohazard defense mode, it basically seals all the air coming inside the vehicle. The only way the air can come inside the vehicle is through that HEPA filter. And they actually did an experiment where they had a Tesla in a chamber with very polluted air that could harm someone. They had people inside the Tesla with monitoring equipment and breathing equipment, and they put the biohazard defense mode on, and it actually cleaned the air to the point where they could safely remove their breathing equipment without getting in danger. In fact, it worked so good, it started cleaning the air outside the vehicle. This has very practical things too, like maybe if you're really sensitive to, spring, hay fever, spring allergies. And there's examples of people that were in areas where there are forest fires, where there's so much smoke in the air, they actually sheltered inside their Teslas, and the biodefense mode cleaned all that smoke out of the air and protected them from, lung damage. So it's not a gimmick. This system really works. Big camera, nice crisp display. You can change views as well. You can also have a Google map view with premium connectivity, $10 a month. Basically, it's a cell phone transponder right in the vehicle. So you can stream music, you can stream video, live Google Maps. You can also use your phone as a hotspot, but the premium connectivity for $10 a month and the extra features you get with that, I think it's definitely worthwhile. You can also see you can watch Netflix, Hulu, TikTok. Over their updates, they're constantly adding games. There, you have the toy box. You can do the stupid thing like the whoopee cushion. All sorts of cool stuff. Man, I can just go on and on about talking about these Teslas. They're just so much fun. All right, let's keep this rolling. Let's keep this video rolling. I'll try to make this not too long. There's just so much to talk about. These cars are so different than all other cars. I just can't help myself talking a long time about them. The Model S is an absolutely beautiful design. This design is actually so great. The 2022 Teslas really don't look that much different than this 2018. They didn't really change the body that much. They did change the interior quite a bit, but the Model S already has one of the lowest drag coefficients out of any vehicle on the road. So there, I guess if it looks good and it already is one of the most the drag coefficient is one of the most, it's one of the most streamlined vehicles on the road. Why not brake? Why not try to fix what is not broken, I guess is what I'm looking for. All right, and being a big luxury sedan, you have a nice spacious interior. I'm 6'2". I'm very comfortable back here. Very nice rear seat accommodations. You have this big roof panel to allow lots of natural light into the inside the interior. And this does a great job filtering out UV heat. I think like 90% of UV heat is filtered through that sunroof. And the nice thing too, even though it is a lift back, it's a little bit more practical being a hatchback and you have the ability to fold down those seats. When the hatchback is in a down position, it looks just kind of like a regular sedan. And of course the front end styling is absolutely beautiful. And we also get a frunk. So because we don't have an engine up here, you have space here for additional storage. This is also a safety feature. With no engine here, you have a crumple zone that's 60% larger than you would have in a front engine gasoline car. So you have all this space to absorb crash energy in a frontal collision. That's why the Model S is considered one of the safest vehicles on the road, one of the lowest risks of rollover because of the weight of batteries being so low. That also makes it a wonderful handling vehicle as well. The Model S is one of the safest vehicles on the road. It's one of the most efficient. It's very quick. You're going to be faster acceleration wise than most other cars on the road unless they have super high performance cars, or other Teslas. So quite an amazing vehicle. It gives you luxury car comfort, beautiful styling, but it's also going to save you a lot of money on gas and maintenance. That's another thing to think about. We're comparing this to BMWs and Mercedes. Well, when you go to a service department and have to do a 30 or 90K, transmission flush, replace spark plugs, oil changes, that all can get expensive. But on a Tesla, you're basically just rotating tires, replacing air filters, you're replacing wiper blades. Because of regenerative braking, you usually get well over 100,000 miles out of the brakes on an EV. So maintenance is also going to be a big money saver with a Model S. Thanks for watching this video. Hope to see you soon and have a wonderful day.